Welcome to Well Balanced Kids video. Today we're going to the farm. As you might be able to tell from the load of cows behind me. Hope they don't run me over. We're going to have lots of fun down at the farm pretending to be different farm animals. Do you have a favourite farm animal? I like the sheepdogs and the lambs and the tiny little baby lambs and chickens and piglets. Baby animals are always so cute, aren't they? Maybe you've been to a farm and seen all those different animals, or maybe you haven't. We can still have fun pretending to be the animals. So before we get to be them, we need to limber up, warm up our bodies to ensure that we don't do any damage to ourselves by overstretching or understretching or doing something too fast. So let's get our body warmed up by doing our sun salutation. So take your place on your mat or in a space, making sure everything's clear around you, because we're going to say thank you to the sun. Without the sun, we'd have no plants and we'd have no animals to feed off the plants and we wouldn't be able to survive. So we put our feet hip width apart. We roll our shoulders back, because if you're anything like me, you spent far too long punching over a desk or computers or phones or tablets. And this is a really good way to make sure we don't end up all like this when we're older. And then stretch up our arms nice and tall so that you can reach the ceiling. Oh, can you stretch any higher? Maybe when you think you've stretched as high as you can stretch that bit further and then drop your shoulders down so you're not straining your neck. And bring your hands onto your knees and flatten your back. Really be aware of bringing the back down, pushing the bottom out and making your neck and your spine one straight line. Then bring your hands down and put your left foot back so that you're really stretching out your legs in lizard pose, and bring your hips as close as you can to the ground to give yourself a nice stretch along here. And bring the other foot back into flat pose. 5, 4, 3, 2 and 1. Well done. Then put your knees to the floor. Bring your head back onto the floor and your bottom onto your feet. So you're giving your back a nice stretch out. Then bring your nose up the mat, belly on the floor, and look up in Sphinx position. And curl your feet under, press up from the floor, push the bottom up, and let's become a downward dog. Downward facing dog. So stretch out those legs, push back from those hands, and then bring your left leg forward. Lizard on the other side. Bring your feet together, flatten your back, hands up tall, stretching to the ceiling, and hands together into plank pose. So we've done around one of our sun salutation. Shall we do another one? This time I'm going to go to this side of the mat. Do it this way round. See whether that makes any difference. Maybe the sun rose on that side and sets on that side. So roll the shoulders back. Hands up tall to the ceiling. Stretch, stretch, stretch. You're that piece of chewing gum and you're getting pulled right up high. Shoulders drop down. Hands on your knees. Flatten your back. And then hands to the floor. And bring the back leg back as far as you can. And lower your hips down without your back knee touching the floor. Then both feet together into plank. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees to the floor, head to the floor, bottom to your feet, hands out in extended child pose. Then draw your nose along the mat, belly to the floor, and look up to the ceiling, Sphinx.
Curl your toes under, push up from your hands into downward dog. Push back, getting your back nice and straight. Then left foot forward. Sink those hips. Stretch it out. Feet together. Flatten your back. Hands up tall. And finish with prayer pose. Well done. You're getting really good at that. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. It's a really good way to start the day. I tend to do it every morning as just a way to wake up. Maybe you might like to do that too. Or maybe do it before you go to bed as a way of stretching out and calming down before you go to sleep. So down at the farm, we need to make sure that we're very careful and we don't let out any of these animals, because otherwise the farmer will be very angry with us because they might get hurt or run away. So the first thing we have to do is open the gate to the farmyard and make sure that we've closed it behind us. One of the rules of the country code to shut gates behind you. So let's do gate pose. So come down to your knees and then bring one leg out, pointing foot to the side. One hand on that leg, other hand up, and then let's bend over as far as feels comfortable. Try not to bend forward. Just imagine there's that wall in front of you and you're bending this way, keeping a nice flat shape from the front of your body. And you might be able to feel the stretch all along here. Maybe you can bend down and touch your toe from here easily. Or maybe you can just go this far or this far. And that's absolutely fine, because we're all unique. And you might be stretchier than others or not. And then bring your other leg out with this knee at the front, and bring your other arm up and stretch the other way. Feel that stretch. And as you feel it, then slowly go a bit further to increase the stretch until it feels like comfortable for you. And open we go. So we've opened and shut the gate. And who's there to greet us the minute we come into the farmyard? It's that beautiful sheepdog. I wonder what he's called. Maybe he's called Shep. Black and white and big and furry. And look, he's just woken up. So he's doing a big old stretch. So let's become Shep the farm dog. Let's get our hands spread out wide like big dog paws. And let's get our feet hip width apart and push back like a dog waking up after a long nap. Stretches out like so. If you can get your heels on the floor, well done you. I can't. That's okay. I'm still getting a good stretch here. So then we can stretch out our legs one by one, getting them closer to the floor. Can you do that? Giving those legs a good stretch. And then Shep stretches the other way. Lays your foot flat on the floor and look up. Really trying to create as much space between your neck, your shoulders and your ears, so they're not all crunched up, but really creating some length in your neck. So let's do that again, going from downward dog, where you're looking at where your belly button would be if it had fallen on the floor out of your belly right now. And then going into upward dog, really stretching the other way like dogs do. And let's do it one more time. It's so good for our spines to be flexed back and forth like that. It's really energizing and good for us. Back and the other way. Nice and long. What a beautiful sheepdog he was. But then we see there's a field with another gate. So let's go and open that gate and see what animals we can find in the field. So back into gate pose, leg nice and straight. This one straight too, but don't lock your knee, just keep it loose. And then bring your hand up and stretch down. And then the other side, as we close the gate behind us, stretch up and stretch down. We're in a field, and I hope you're not wearing any red, because you know what's in this field? Not cows, but bulls. I'm sticking to the edge of this field. I don't want to get charged at. So we're going to go into bull pose. So just like you did in downward dog, spread your hands out nice and wide, giving yourself a good firm grip. Then push your bottom up into downward dog. But this time, put one of your feet in the middle of your mat or in the middle of your body, and bring the other foot right, bring your knee right to your head. And tuck in. So then swap your feet over so the other foot's in the middle, and bring that knee to your forehead. So you're really rounding up your back like a bull that is about to charge. So switch over your feet again. Do it with the other one and the other. Oh! Did we get away from the bulls in time, or did they charge us? That wouldn't do, would it? Let's distract them by hiding behind this bale of hay that's in the field. So the farmers, they've cut the hay, which is old dry grass, and they've wrapped it up so it's a big old bale. So let's be that bale. So put our heads to the floor and our hands round our feet, and just pretend that we're not there, as the bulls don't notice us as they go on their way. And then let's slowly, slowly, slowly come back up. I think I want to get out of that field. So let's go open the gate. You're back in gate pose. So open the gate. And then the other side. Let's close the gate behind us. We've gone into another field now. And in this field, there's some beautiful horses. So once again, we start off for our horse position in our downward dog position. It's really good for building the strength in our arms and legs, this work. So hands spread out wide, shoulder width apart, feet shoulder width apart, further back, pushing back from our arms. And again, we bring one foot into the middle, and then we bring the other leg up and out. So make sure you don't twist your hips doing this. Just bring them out, and then you can bring your leg up, but pull it out at the same time so that you're really extending your back and your leg. Bring that one down and put that one in the middle, and then take the other leg up and bring it out and up. This is horse pose, like a kicking horse going through the field. Woo. Do you like horses? What colour horses would you like? I think I'd like a beautiful white, or maybe a black stallion. They're such stunning creatures, aren't they? So we have closed the gates. I've made sure of that. But also we've decided to walk around the fields because it's such a beautiful place, this farm. And out on the outskirts of the field are a huge set of beautiful trees, big, tall trees on the edges of the fields. So let's become one of those trees. So put one foot down and imagine that it's got roots and it's going deep into the ground, really firmly set and solid, growing deep into that ground. And then bring up one foot and bring it either to your inner thigh or by your ankle. Whatever you do, don't place it on your knee, because the pressure of pushing while you keep your balance can push your knee joint out of place, and we don't want that. So on your ankle or on your inner thigh. And then bring your feet, your hands rather, together over your head like a tree. Or maybe, if you prefer, in front of your heart. And imagine that you're a big, strong oak tree. And see how long you can stay there for. I didn't stay there for that long today. Some days are better than others. And maybe one day you can stay there for hours and some days only seconds. And that's okay. Our balance is different on different days. So let's try our other leg. So now imagine that leg has got roots going deep, deep into the ground. And then put your foot either on your ankle or on your inner thigh. Make sure your knee is pointing outwards, not in front of you. And then bring your hands to your heart or above your head. What kind of tree are you today? Are you a big, large oak tree? Or are you a silver barked silver birch? Or are you a big beech tree? Or maybe some other kind of tree? What's your favourite? Maybe it's windy and the wind is blowing your branches. Can you still balance and move your arms? The trick is to find something to focus on. We call that our drishti point. And if you find something to focus on, it's much easier to stay balanced. How are you doing? Have you come down from your pose yet? Or are you still there? Well done if you are. So there were some really beautiful trees in that field, and they grew so beautifully tall, didn't they? So we're going to leave the field. So we know what we need to do, don't we? We have to close the gate. So back into gate pose, and let's stretch one more time this way, and then stretch this way. Well done. Always remember to close the gates when you go for a trip in the country. And then we're going to rest our bodies after all that stretching in resting dove pose, because often you get doves making their homes in the barns in the farmyard. So let's lie down, have your knees bent like so, and then place one hand on one shoulder and the other hand on the other shoulder. So if you're giving yourself a nice hug, and then just look up. Really let your back, your spine sink into the ground and feel that hug that you're giving yourself. It's a nice cozy hug. Nice to hug yourself every now and then. Remind yourself you love yourself. Because if you don't love yourself, then who is? You need to love yourself to make sure everyone else loves you too. And then just notice which arm is on which, and then swap over so that one that was on top is now underneath. And now put your arms the other way around so that your shoulders the other way around get stretched. And feel that spine just sinking into the ground. Imagine yourself as a little dove, all curled up in the barn roof. Nice and cozy, warm on a winter's afternoon. Oh, I could stay here for a while, I think. It's a lovely pose, but we have things to do. So let's come up slowly and gently and bring ourselves into a comfortable position for our mindful activity. So today, we're going to keep on exploring the senses like we've done in previous videos by choosing something that we can really look at in detail. And today I've just picked up a piece of fruit, a nice, small, tasty orange. So it doesn't have to be a fruit, it could be anything in your surroundings. So don't worry if you haven't got a piece of fruit to hand. Just pick up something, anything that you've got, and have a good feel of it. What does it feel like? Imagine you're an alien from another planet and you've just come down and you've been given this object for the first time and you have no idea what it's like. You don't know whether it's something to wear, something to eat, or something to draw with. Maybe you don't know what drawing is. You're an alien. You have a whole different world out there. What do you think of this? Feel it. What does it feel like? This is very smooth and shiny, but it's also got that kind of little puckering that orange peel has, the little dents in it, and the little dent where the top where it was joined to the tree. And what does your object smell like? Oh, very citrusy, kind of sharp but sweet at the same time. Of course, it smells like an orange, but how would you describe that to someone who'd never smelt an orange before? Sharp, sweet, tangy. And what does it sound like? Well, I could throw it on the floor and hear it hit, but I don't really want to bruise my orange. So I'm just going to rub it, rub the skin. It makes kind of like a sound like a rubber on paper when I do that. What sound does your object make if you rub it or tap it? Now I could try and eat mine, but I'm going to save my orange for later. But focusing on the senses and really focusing on what things sound like, smell like, feel like, taste like, and obviously what they look like. I mean, that's a lovely, lovely orange colour, isn't it? But there's also other colours in it, a sort of faint yellowy green where it met the tree. And as I say, some bits are sort of slightly orangier and other bits are more yellow. Really looking at things like we've never seen them before sometimes makes them look different to us than we'd expected. In a way, this could be like a bread bun that's a bit overcooked, perhaps. Maybe we can think of other things that your thing looks like. That would be a metaphor, wouldn't it? An orange like a bun. So that's our mindful activity today. It's good to look at things with fresh eyes, or what they sometimes call in mindfulness a beginner's mind, someone who's never seen something before, because it makes us look at things in a new and fresh way. For our breathing exercise today, we're going to do up and down the mountain. So in this exercise, we take our thumb and our forefinger, and we press our thumb against one nostril while we breathe in through the other. And then we press our finger against that one so that we breathe out through the other nostril. Then we breathe in through that nostril and breathe out through the other. Do you think you can do that? So the air is going up and down the mountain, up and down the mountain. Let's give it a few more goes. It's really good for getting the air circulating around your face. Breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out, and the last time, breathe in and breathe out. Did you feel a bit silly doing that? Breathing in through one nostril and out through the other. It's a bit difficult if you've got a cold, it's true, but it's a good one to practice because it really energizes you, because it really brings the air up and round. So when you're feeling a bit tired, it's a really good one to do. So, are you ready for relaxation? Find your cushions, find your blankets, find a lovely space for you to relax and lie down. Get yourself comfortable and we shall begin.
Today we're going to go for a walk around the farm. You're with someone you love, and the sky is blue and the sun is shining, and it's a lovely warm summer's day. As we go through the gate, we are met by a lovely friendly sheepdog who just wants to nuzzle by our side, and he's all furry and lets us stroke his deep, soft fur. Shep, the sheepdog, wants to show us round the farm, and so he takes us to the barn where the little piglets are. And there they are, 5 or 6 of them with their big mother, nestled in a load of straw, snuggling up to her with their curly pink tails. And in the next pen along, there's some sheep with their lambs, those little sweet lambs with their little tails wagging as they run and they jump, like as if they've got springs in their feet around the pen. And then we go outside, across the field with the cows, big black and white Frisia cows, who are nibbling the grass, mooing, and just looking up into the sky. Maybe there's some bulls in the pen or the field, but we don't see them and they don't worry us. And then along in the next field, there's some horses, brown and white and black and dappled grey. Beautiful horses just strolling through the summer sun. What other farm animals would you like to see on your visit to the farm? Let me leave you for 30 seconds so that you can go and explore the farm further and all the sights and sounds of the farmyard and enjoy your trip to the farm. See you soon. And when you're ready, open your eyes. Did you enjoy being at the farm? I did. Sit yourself up in a comfortable position and bring your hands together. And let's say, Namaste. The goodness in me sees the goodness in all of you. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care for now. Bye-bye.